shirt says,
live more, worry less. You know, every now and then when we come on live, I feel like on today's story,
dun, dun, dun.
like a newscast.
We do kind of look that way. It kind of feels that way. But
My co-worker, Kim.
it'll change. Whoever she decides to be today, it'll change as we expand.
Everything changes and evolves.
Does it?
Especially when you have so much innovation that happens on a regular basis.
Regular basis.
Regular basis.
Yep.
Can we say that one more time?
Regular
basis.
You're not quite in here far enough. Let's just.
Oh, I don't want to be.
Stop it. You guys see our nifty logo in the corner? Man, I'm so proud of myself. Got that thing over there. Why? Why does it?
I don't know. I can't find it. I see it. My finger couldn't find it. You look like you're trying to poke yourself in the eye.
Oh, I know, because it's opposite. Anyway, all right. So we've had a pretty good day. We've got a lot of energy. Of course, we were jumping around the room and doing all the things.
Yeah, and we did 3 hours of training.
It was only supposed to be 2.
Yeah, well,
but
the trainer trains longer than usual.
The trainer goes until he's done training.
Yes.
And we hope to model that.
Woo.
For sure, especially
That's
the energy. Yeah, wow, we said energy at the same time. How you
clarity.
guys doing?
It's action this week, but you know
Yes.
what falls in action is clarity.
Which we had to get in the beginning. I mean, everybody needs to get it.
Oh man!
But
we're still. I think
refining.
we're still honing in and refining that clarity.
Mhm.
I think we found the chunk of it, but now we're just like chipping off more pieces to get even to a more greater core, if you will.
Yeah, we're sculpting. We're really sculpting this really amazing company. And
Yeah, because companies are like a ball of clay,
yeah.
and then you have to mold them.
Yeah. And throughout all of this, of course, we're meeting and chatting with people who are kind of in the same situation. They're well, not kind of, they are, whether it's their life, their business, where they're working, who they're working with. If they themselves are a consultant and they need some guidance on something or clarity on where they're going. Those are the conversations that we're having right now. And as you can see on our website, ownyourlifellc.com, we are adding all the time different tools that you have access to. So don't forget to go there.
And we have 3 workbooks on there right now.
Yeah.
Currently, one is free and 2 are paid for, but they're not expensive at all.
So no, and we wanted to make sure that everybody has access to what we teach, to how we teach it. So hopefully that as you're reading through these things and you're applying your life to the book, and the book is getting you started, because we all have a starting point. We all need to find clarity on where we're going, what we're doing, and why we're doing it, for sure. Finding out your own personal why is really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to say that you definitely have to give yourself some grace when you're finding it, because it is one of the most challenging questions you'll ever ask yourself. Why?
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah. You know what happens when he does that, right?
So we always come on this and we always go live and we always go completely unscripted. We're always real, we're raw, we're not polished. There's no notes anywhere on this table.
No notes.
No notes. So, you know, when Kim and I were doing this, we had to figure out what our niche was going to be. And it was a very difficult task because obviously we want to help everybody, but we can't. We can't, in a marketing world, you can't market to everybody. But in the same token, and I'm kind of throwing a loop out here, and Kim has no idea where I'm going,
Boy, here
which
we
is
go.
why she's looking the way she's looking, like,
Because I'm like,
shit, what the hell's
okay,
going on?
I'm like on on a roller coaster, you know, up at the top.
So yeah, click, 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 click,
Here we
click,
go.
click, click. Yep, we're clicking
All
right up there. We're not
right,
peaked yet.
all right,
Hold on,
yeah,
it's
all right,
coming.
okay, I'm waiting.
So, and I don't want to come off pompous at all or overconfident or anything of that nature, but I still struggle with this. Even though we have our niche and we've identified it and it's everywhere, I still challenge the idea that our coaching style, how we coach, these, you know, the whole persona of who we are and what we're bringing to the table. And out of 54 key speakers on a summit coming up for coaches, there is only 3 pictures of two people coaching. 3 out of 54 of a man and woman coaching. Now, I don't know if they were husband and wife. I didn't really read that far because we're not. But I still challenge the fact that we're the niche because of our style is different than most. And I'm not saying it's because we're better.
No.
We're just different. We're more, we don't hesitate to get real with people.
No, and
And almost chomp at the bit sometimes, like,
I want to say it.
Yeah, you know, because you can hear the people talking. Prime example, right? So in clarity sessions, when we're talking to people, we're asking certain questions and we're kind of steering the conversation to the point so we can find out really what the holdup is.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, it's
yourself.
because people
right
are
here, it's you right here.
They're believing what?
They're believing their own bullshit.
Okay, so
that was fun.
How many coaches have you had an experience with that are just that
None, zero.
up front, or they want to hold hands? And I'm not trying to be, but I do say this. They're trying to hold hands and sing Kumbaya around a fire or something. It's just, there's so much more to be had, and we are so result driven.
Yeah.
And want it so much quicker than what people are willing to even go after their own results for. Because we know we can help people get there faster.
Yes.
So my challenge, I guess, is really, even though we've identified our niche as professionals, athletes, and veterans, we still kind of are the niche.
We not kind of
Our
are.
style.
We are. We have really talked about that a lot. And of course, when you're building something, you're doing the research, right? And I know research guy will look for similarities in coaching styles, and I know and I trust him 100% when he says there are 54 other coaches coming on, that 3 of them are couples and they are not us, period. Okay, so let's put it this way. The only ones that I've ever seen that are women that are coming on, and there's few and far between, and I know personally some really amazing lifestyle coaches, women, that are no BS, like cutthroat. And I appreciate that because I don't want cut through the bullshit. I see you coming. Don't sell me your stuff. I love you where you are, but does not speak to me. It's really rare that I come across a real woman who is willing to have a real conversation with me, especially when it comes to how I'm going to better myself as somebody who helps other people with their mindset, with their posturing, with their words, with their faith, with all of the things. So I don't know of anybody that is like that female wise. And then if you do throw in those two coaches, and I don't want to stay too long on this because I want to stay on our clarity, but when you have a husband and wife thing, when you have the husband and wife dynamic, in my opinion, it's only my opinion, but let's just say hypothetically speaking, that we were, or Fritz was my husband. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he wants me to say it, but if he was sitting here with me and we had to coach somebody, unless him and I had an agreement that what's coached is coached and we don't veer off script, there's a whole lot of time in there where he'd be looking at me like, what, oh, that's how you do that. Oh, okay. But you don't, okay. So now it becomes about us and not about the person that we're coaching. And with this is strictly business. This is a professional relationship that we call each other out. We do. And he did it to me when we first started doing these lives because I lost my mind for a second because I was in the abyss, right? I was back here in the abyss of the subconscious mind answering a question that was not my words. And he's looking at me like he's looking at me now like, that's what you're going to go with? That's your story. Okay, don't ever do that again. We had a very long conversation afterwards of what the hell was that about? And I didn't even know I was doing it. And we're in this all the time. So what I'm saying is that if you're not super clear on what you're doing and you don't have that strong mindset going into something like this, and you don't have a coach that's helping you along the way, because we just spent 3 hours in a coaching session that was worth more money than I can even tell you, you're going to be lost in the sauce and you're going to start re-believing the crap that's been playing over and over and over and over because it's just on automatic. We walk around thinking auto thoughts. That's why you can drive from work to home and not even think. You're like zoned out because your brain already knows, oh, this is where we're going. This is where we have to turn. This is how fast we're going. You already know. Or you say it all the time, I'm on autopilot when you drove right past where you were gonna go because you're going home. Forgot to take the right because you were gonna go over here and pick up the thing. Now you forgot, now you're like, oh, well, forget it. I'm not gonna turn around and go back because I was on autopilot.
And that happens. So have you ever done that? And my kid just brought this up the other day because he was like, have you ever just driven and then you like don't remember the last 30 seconds? But you know where you're at.
Yeah. And
it's like that happens.
Yeah.
But that's that whole autopilot thing in it.
You do. Yeah.
And you do that in life, right? So clarity is so huge. And I mean, you got to have clarity in just about everything you do in life. Everything. You got to have clarity in your relationships, in your job, your career, your kids, your schooling, your training, whatever it is that you're doing, you got to have clarity. And I would challenge that most people don't put a lot of focus and energy into true clarity. I'm not talking superficial, yeah, I'm really clear at what I think. I'm not talking that crap. I'm talking like total clarity. Like, those are some of the most enjoyable conversations, and this is going to baffle my wife right now. Those are some of the most enjoyable conversations I have with my wife is when we have conversations about our marriage and the clarity of our marriage and where we're going. Mm-hmm. They really are. They're some of the most enjoyable, fun conversations that we can have. So now you know. Because it's just, there's a peace. Mm-hmm.
It is
that
peaceful.
Comes with clarity.
Yeah.
Like remember when we, and I don't mean to step on you, but remember when we finally figured out who we were going to talk to?
Oh my gosh.
It was like,
it was. And it was a moment, I think, that we felt it. It was
Yeah.
a visceral reaction to, I think I got teary-eyed and you jumped up from the table and started pacing. And it was like all of this work, all of this huge amount of idea and conversations and coffee, and this is who we want to, and we want to help, and the vision of where we want to go, and all of that stuff hanging out here. And we didn't really know how to really dial in, and we know how, but like what were we going to talk about? We want to help. In that moment when it all came together, when the moment when we got our ethos, when it just came to us, because, well, you see all the words behind us and what we do, and we have these sessions of just writing everything down. Nothing is a bad idea. And we start grouping some things together and really getting clear on what we're talking about, why we're coming here. And that's why we come on unscripted.
You just said it. So just what I was thinking about while you were talking. What runs parallel with clarity is why.
Yeah.
Because it's as important, because there's no way you can come up with your why without clarity. And there's no way you can have clarity without your why. They go hand in frickin' hand.
Yeah. I dare you to try it without. Because you're going to keep going around the same mountain of frustration, because it's going to be too broad. And in your brain, if it's too broad, your brain comes up with the story. So like if you're not crystal clear, and it comes with time, okay? This isn't going to be like, oh, I didn't know yesterday and today I'm crystal clear. No. But if you start in that direction, if you get some clarity, even a little bit, and you start putting it into action, everything starts to come into place and everything becomes aligned. And the more you do it, the more focused you get, the more determined you get. And that's when you become this unwavering power. This is the passion point that people talk about, when you become like a magnet to people. When you start talking about what you are hyper focused on, it's no different than Fritz and I. It's no different than nonprofits in your area that are super passionate about helping, I don't know, canine units, police officers, people with disability, wheelchair assisted something, you name it. If when that person, when that executive director, for instance, gets super passionate and focused on what their goals are, they're unstoppable. Unstoppable. They can sell you anything because it is in them. They know exactly what their goals are. They know exactly how they're going to help people. We are all designed from birth to want to help.
But it's important to have fun while doing it.
Yeah.
It's got to be a fun process.
Gosh. You didn't see us a minute ago before we went live. Woo.
Well, yeah, because, so we sat down ready to go live.
Yeah, we were going to go. I was like,
and I went and I looked and I said, are you ready? Yeah. I like, do you have the energy? Well, should we get up and dance? Yeah.
We got up and jumped around.
So we got up and we jumped around and we kind of, what Tony Robbins always says, primed ourselves,
like
right?
Beat on your chest.
So we kind of got into a state to come on here and bring it. And Kim is like, oh, we should put our ethos up real quick. So
we did that.
We could grab a Post-it, big Post-it note, like huge Post-it note, right?
Yeah.
So we grabbed one of those and we put the ethos up, and, you know, I'm reading it out. And as I'm reading it out, I'm feeling it, because when we put that down, it was so clear as to what we want to accomplish and what our mission is. And it was energizing.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's why it's written on the wall now.
So
because we will look at it every single day. We should have been doing that before, but we got so focused into other places. You know, we're not perfect. Our process is not perfect.
Oh God, no.
We're learning every day too.
Well, you guys come along the ride on the process.
Here we are. But you know what? The one thing that we never do, ever, never, ever, is just think about it.
Oh, hell no.
That's what makes it different. That's what makes our experience different, and where we are in our company in 91 days.
But how often have you had to force yourself to go?
Yeah.
Because
there's
times I want to think about it. Let me think about this for a moment.
Oh,
my kid would pick on me all this time, right? He even brought this up to me the other day. He's like, Dad, when I asked to go over to a friend's house, why does it take you 6 hours to think about it? Because I'm a thinker. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about, but.
Let me think about it.
And then he's like, and you always say yes.
So what exactly were you thinking about? I don't know.
That was the question, and I couldn't answer it.
Yeah.
But
you can think yourself right out of something.
Well, and thinking, and we talked about thoughts last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, thinking can get in your way too, because especially if you're strategic or analytical, or you have, you know, like you're strong in technical engineering kind of mind thing. Oh man, you start thinking, you'll think yourself right down into a freaking black hole. So action is a good cure for thinking.
Oh man, even if it's wrong.
Oh, just do.
Even if you know, I don't know if this is going to be right, take the step, because you're going to find out how you should or you shouldn't do it. You know, making a mistake must happen for you to grow. It must happen. There's no such thing as failure. Failure is just not showing up. Failure is, well, that didn't work. I'm going to go back to my whatever it was before that made me freaking miserable. That's failure.
That's quitting.
That's why.
Failure,
it's just quitting.
Right. Failure
is. Mistakes are supposed to be made, so we can learn from them. You're supposed to be learning all the time. And if you're not making mistakes and you're not upsetting people on your journey, and I don't mean like, you know, he's mad at me because I don't know, put my finger in his cake. I don't know. But if people are upset with you, I know it's funny, right? That's the first thing that came to mind. Maybe I'm hungry. Because nothing pisses you off faster when somebody's like, oh, that cake looks good. Let me just stick my finger right in the frosting.
I'll tell you, my brother's done that to me once or twice already.
But if you're not evolving and changing and growing yourself, and if you're not, you're going to have more people that come around you and talk about how crappy everything is and how, I woke up on the right side of the bed today. At least I got up. But when you're making a change and you're getting clarity and you're focusing on goals and you're having a vision, you're going to find people that get upset with you. And that's okay, because they're not understanding your process, and they don't have to.
They're a little uncomfortable.
They're uncomfortable because they see that you're changing, and people don't like change. It's not an okay thing for most people, especially when you start to grow and you have some success. So new level, new devil. When you start to have success, things come against you that normally wouldn't. That means that friends that you thought were friends may not be friends anymore, not because they are doing it intentionally necessarily. It's this coping mechanism. It's weird that people start to compare themselves and, you know, well, I've been working hard. Why can't I have that kind of success? And that's a whole nother topic. But just know that when you're doing things for you, and I don't mean go be selfish. I mean, when you're growing here and you're making a positive impact, that some people are probably going to be upset with you, but that's okay. Doing the right thing, you're going in the right direction.
But when you have that clarity,
it don't matter.
You aren't moved. You are unwavering.
Absolutely.
So that's
100%.
why clarity is so important, because when that crap does come your way, it doesn't faze you.
If you know where you're going, it's okay. Thank you for your opinion, but unless you're in the arena with me, your opinion does not matter.
I talked about yesterday.
Yes, you did, because I remember you saying you're not in this space doing the hard things with me.
Well, and that's that whole cliche, you know, hang around and be around people that are going where you want to be or are where you want to be.
Find somebody that's successful in the spot that you want to be in and follow them, because it will leave clues. And as you go and you learn and you get some clarity, you're not going to be them. You're going to develop yourself, and you're going to have a better understanding of you and where you want to go. We all have a different voice and a way of explaining things. And, you know, Fritz and I have studied a lot of the same people, and yet here we come with all kinds of content that is not the same. It's different, the way we interpret it, the way that we feel it, the way that we've used it, all the things are different, even though a lot of this knowledge goes back to the beginning, literally the beginning of humanity.
Yeah, so well said.
So these are old words and ways, but as we've evolved and put them into use, they get refined and repolished and recycled. And that's really all we're here doing, right?
Well,
We're learning and tripping and figuring it out and trying to be better every single day.
yeah, exactly.
So this is our week of action, and we challenge you to take it, whatever that is for you. Know that you're worth it. Know that it's probably going to be an uphill battle, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it to figure out who you are, where you draw the line, because really the fight is only with you.
Make it fun. I'm telling you, make it fun. Don't make it a daunting task. Finding out who you are is not a bad thing
No.
at all. And it shouldn't be a daunting task. This is not, it's tough. It's hard, but it's not miserable by any means. Self-discovery is awesome. It really is. And you just, oh man, the truths you come up against and the clarity again, that you get. Such an important topic today. Holy crap. Clarity is so huge.
So maybe we could leave the conversation with a task.
What would that be, Kim?
So maybe in learning yourself, because clarity comes from knowing you, and knowing you can feel weird, out of place, not normal. It feels selfish. It feels like, it just can be an uncomfortable space to sit in until you understand the power of understanding you, right? So I won't say it's a simple task, but this is something to think about. And not just think about, but write it down, because there's power in words, and we've talked about that before. But make it simple, put a line down the middle of the paper. Did this a little bit earlier today, is writing down the things that feed you and the things that hurt you, feelings about yourself. What is that powerful thing about you? What is that good, loving thing about you? What is the thing that you like most about you? The non-shaming words, right? The good things.
So the stuff that gives you energy and the energy drainers.
Yeah. Where's your
That's actually
energy?
an exercise.
I like that. I like the words. Thank you. I was trying to come up with better words, but it wasn't coming to me. So I need cake, apparently. I don't know.
That's
So
short-term energy.
the energy, I know. I know, believe me. The energy words and the ones that take the energy away.
Energy drainers.
And don't spend a lot of time. This is a quick act. Don't think about, oh wow, how do I feel when I say this about myself?
Everything that
What do you go to immediately? What is the good part of you? Like the good things, energy, high energy, driven, passionate, love, whatever it is, it's yours. Nobody else needs to see this. But then on the other side, write down and give yourself a time. Put it on your phone. You got 3 minutes to get this done, 1.5 minutes a piece. See what you can do.
Yeah, so energy is the positive things. Energy drainers are the negative things, because they both give you energy. We're just looking for good energy.
Yep.
Not good energy. So.
And we'll continue to go on this a little bit. We'll revisit it. I'll say when later, because we're really not sure right now. But this is our week of action.
So do it.
It's not even a question. You
Don't
need to do it.
Don't watch this and go, huh.
Oh, maybe I should.
That's kind of a good idea.
That's a weird question.
No, that's kind of a good idea.
Why?
Maybe I should.
Maybe.
Don't shit all over yourself.
I was going to say, maybe I'll try. And then you went into should. So I was like, perfect. Because you could shit all over yourself and never get anything done. Or you can say you're going to try it and just know that you're not, because trying is not.
Trying is lying.
Trying is lying. God,
Trying is lying.
right. That's
Oh,
good. I
that's
like that
good.
too. See, look at us.
That's going to be a t-shirt.
That is going to go on a t-shirt. There was something else that's going to go on a t-shirt too.
from earlier, yes.
We're gonna have a t-shirt column. We just need to have a
We're gonna
t-shirt
have so
column.
many t-shirts if
We're
we
gonna have
do
a lot of
this.
columns. Anyway, back to clarity.
Yeah, marketing director will love us.
Wow.
Need another column.
Like,
That's
stop it, you
500.
guys, stop it. So, first plan of action for you is the energy and the energy drainers of you, what your words are for you. We will go into this more at another time this week, but there's power in those words, good and bad, and we need them in different kinds of ways. So don't beat yourself up. Don't write out 18 pages of bad. We need 1.5 minutes per side, write them down. That's it. The other piece is go to our website, ownyourlifellc.com. We have some things on there that are brand new, some workbooks and things like that for you.
Which will actually help with this.
It will. So go check those out. Share the link. Share it, share it, share it, share it.
Share these videos, like these videos. Like, please. Yeah. It helps us.
It helps us help more people.
That's what we need.
We want to be doing that. So
help us, help everybody.
Isn't that from like a movie?
Jerry Maguire.
Thank you.
Help me, help you.
One
of the best lines of that
Oh
movie.
boy, it's time to go eat some cake. I think somewhere, I don't know, sugar. We need some sugar.
Yeah.
And
You had me at cake.
You had me at cake. Okay, we're gonna go now. It's time to cut it out. Something. All right.
Oh my goodness.
We love you guys. Thank you. I did. Thank you so much. As always, we give major gratitude for you being here, being a part of this and our silliness. And there's my little brother. Hi, T. We will see you guys at some point this week as we go into action. I don't know. We'll come back here. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. I don't know. Do you guys want us to come back tomorrow?
Well, if we do, it's probably going to be later.
It'll probably be later, but you'll see the post. We'll let you know. If not, we'll see you on
yes.
Thursday. So we love you. We'll
Love
see you
you
later.
guys.